I smell a romantic comedy.
Oh.
A beautiful left-wing communist in Congress, a dashing right-wing male fresh off a wrongful accusation of sexual misconduct. They come together to fight one of the most corrupt practices in politics, and they fall in love. They can't help themselves. She's got a French poodle. He's got a strange hairline, but somehow they're gonna make it work. And then they're gonna leave politics and start their own business. It'll be like a bakery, a vegan bakery for pets.
He's happily married.
A vegan bakery. No, he's gonna leave her.
No, he's not. Ginger's
He's not married.
He's married. He's married.
Don't ruin her.
She's in.
I love to get my political news from the Five, watched by millions of people. One of the most influential political shows, fantasizing about Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez getting with Matt Gaetz. It's deeply weird. It's also not the first time that they've done this sort of thing. Like, this is the first time I know of that they're bringing Matt Gaetz into it, but they love fantasizing about AOC. Now, maybe Gutfeld doesn't enjoy it as much as Ben Shapiro or some of the others, but they cannot leave that out of their commentary around AOC. In this particular case, though, what makes this notable is that Matt Gaetz has actually responded. Take a look at this.
It does seem a little childish to me that the media always has to over-sexualize everything that AOC is involved with. They wouldn't do that to men, and two people can engage in serious legislation that's not renaming some post office, but trying to make our Congress more honest and more ethical without that type of, I think, very childish and immature commentary.
You know, like twice a year, Matt Gaetz is not wrong, or even, dare I say it, right. Yeah, they do that. They do that around AOC, not just AOC, but definitely, especially AOC. And he's also right that they would not do that with a man. I mean, they included him in this case, but if not for AOC, they wouldn't have done it at all. So he is pointing out the just blatant, I should say, misogyny in the Five right there. He's 100% right. Feels weird, JR, but what do you think? Not, by the way, not just right about the response, but right in what led to them saying this stuff in the first place, which is that he happened to be working with AOC to sponsor a bill that would prohibit members of Congress from trading individual stocks. So right on the substance, right on his woke defense of AOC, what do you think?
Yeah, it's weird because maybe someone finally, I guess, introduced Matt Gaetz to the Republican Party and pundits and all the folks that always supported him and promoted him and pushed him forward. This is how they do it. They've always sexualized people. That's why they have this unnecessary and fake fear of drag reading hours or the existence of gay folks. Everything that they think is sexualized. They're actually really fiendishly sexually like addicted. The way they talk about people, like, you keep throwing your sexuality in my face. Every 5 seconds, all they can think about. This is a bill, as you pointed out, this is a bill about keeping folks from trading stocks and cheating people out of money and having these types of advantages. But somehow all they see is some kind of weird sexualized relationship. It is odd to see these two working together, but that's the best that they can come up with, because that's exactly where their mind goes. Oh, and when AOC said, every time you guys talk about me, you talk about sexualized things. What do you guys like are obsessive a bit? And they go, oh, look at this pompous a-hole. Look, she thinks that she's so hot. You guys keep talking about her in these terms. So I think it's pretty much been confirmed, not from what she said, but from what you said. This is the only direction that you can go with any kind of criticism. And now Matt Gaetz gets swept up in it, and he's somehow annoyed. Bro, you've been benefiting from it for years.
Yeah, that's true. And look, obviously, interestingly, Gutfeld decided to bring up the accusations about Matt Gaetz. That's an interesting choice considering you like the guy, but good. It's true. He was accused of those things. Yeah, he's been wrong on a lot of stuff like that. But this is just perfect for Fox, and that's why I'm glad that Gaetz is pointing it out. It is a way that they get you to think. I guess we have to accept that there are going to be women in politics, but you don't have to actually respect them. You don't have to think about them as serious people. They're either hot or they're not, and regardless of which line they fall on, you still don't have to respect them. If they're hot, then okay, I guess they've accomplished what I expect for women, but now they're just sexual objects. And if they're not, then I'm just gonna ignore them totally. Meanwhile, Matt Gaetz gets to be this like cool guy who's gonna hook up with a new person. That is how the gender politics work on the Five. AOC is working with Matt Gaetz because that's what she has to do in this particular case, and they're both right on this issue. She is regularly putting forward exactly the sort of legislation that we need. Fox does not want you to focus on that. They want you to focus on something else. And if that means focusing on what they do, which is her physical appearance or whatever, then that's fine as far as they're concerned.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.